Hello, my name is Tiara Bird, and this is my creative coaching art class proposal. And so, in this proposal, I'm going to tell you a little bit about art therapy and about what my online coaching class is all about. And I'm going to explain when it's time to maybe seek out an art therapist. So, let's jump right in. Art therapy is a way to treat mental illness and improve mental health by using creative art techniques. The foundation of art therapy is the belief that the creative process positively affects physical and physiological well being. In the 1940s, art therapy began to evolve into a formalized program. People with mental illness often use drawings and other art forms to express their feelings. The following are examples of people who would benefit from art therapy: adults suffering with extreme stress, children with school and home based behavioral or social problems, children and adults who have undergone a terrible event, a traumatic event, students with learning difficulties. Art therapy results in a substantial reduction of trauma symptoms. It is also associated with a reduction in stress among clients with depression. Also, it's effective in moderating stress and burnout among workers. It is important to consider the following when determining the length of treatment. Recent research indicates that on an average 15 to 20 sessions are required for 50% of patients to recover as indicated by self-reported symptoms. Therapy successfully ends when the patient has accomplished the goals mutually agreed upon with the creative coach. Only some people are good candidates for art therapy. Even though high levels of creativity and artistic ability aren't necessary for therapy to be successful, many adults who believe they are not creative or artistic will be resistant and skeptical about the process. However, the purpose of the treatment is to communicate one's thoughts and feelings and not to create artistic masterpieces. But if it heals you and you find your hidden talent, then that is a win. Now, you can sponsor a session. Our sponsorship program provides access to healing for people who would previously be deterred due to the failings of the mental health care system within our society. When you donate, you are providing direct aid to someone's mental health and well-being. Mental health services in the U.S. are insufficient despite more than half Americans seeking help. Limited options and long wait times are the norm. Americans now seeing mental health as just as important as physical health. The most frequent reason for unavailability of a provider is they're not accepting new patients. My purpose is to become a creative coach. I want to log at least 100 hours of professional client coaching experience. Now, let's go on to my mission. My mission is to teach non-clinical art class coachings with sensual painting techniques. My technique is called Picking Up the Pieces of Our Lives with Creative Art Modalities in Art Ministry. The reason why I call it a ministry is because Jesus healed the sick and we are his disciples as Christians. I was led to heal people through art because that is where I found my healing the most. The problem I'm solving with my business is stress management and victim resolution coaching and victim eradication mindset. The way I will be solving these problems is by giving an open-minded solution to an ongoing mental health crisis that plagues the society daily. Who I am. I am a teaching artist with an online gallery on social media, and I call myself a creative wellness coach. My speech. This is not art therapy. This is an informational session because I am not an art therapist. But I can give you helpful information about art therapy and when you should seek a therapist and why you should seek a therapist. I'm here to give you tools I use after and before my therapy journey that can aid you in your healing journey. Because let's face it, crime is being committed daily, and in some neighborhoods, hourly. And you need tools to survive and heal every day that you go through life. And that's the reality of things. And that's why I've created this class for people of all socioeconomic backgrounds to take part in my healing journey and their own healing journey. My slogan is restoring your power by releasing emotions through creativity. Price packages: a minimum of 5 people for $145 an hour. The maximum is 10 people for $295 an hour. 1 hour session. If the class runs 15 minutes over, it is okay, no extra charge. And the art supplies. So the art supplies that I use, I usually get all my art supplies from Michaels, but you can also go on Amazon. So I'll get a canvas board, I get a tray of paint, a table easel, paint brushes, water cups, drying medium, that's optional, a portable fan, a frame, that's optional, tape from the dollar store, and like little cheap aprons. The way the class is structured is I give each student the directions to the art project. And while the art is drying, I will be explaining healing techniques to them and healing techniques that I've used to aid me in my own personal healing journey. The classes I will have are the following: grieving classes, happy classes, newlywed classes, premarital classes, and baby shower classes. So these are the directions for parallel lines technique. And so I'll just run through the directions so that you can know that they're super easy and a child can do it. And so step 1 is first spray the canvas lightly with a misting water bottle to create a wet environment so that the paint lightly glides. If you do not have a misting bottle, you can wet your paintbrush and lightly wipe the canvas with the paintbrush. Step 2. Prime your canvas with gesso. If you don't have gesso, you can lightly paint the canvas background color, any color that you want, or you can paint with me whatever color I will be using. Step 3. Let dry for 20 to 30 minutes with a portable fan. Step 4. See if the canvas is completely dry before step 5. Step 5. When the canvas is dry, start to tape the canvas horizontally, then tape the canvas vertically so that you can make squares with the tape. If you want larger squares, start with 6 horizontal pieces of tape. That covers one side of the canvas to the other side. Then put 6 vertical pieces of tape on the other side of the canvas to make squares. When you are finished with this step, it should look like boxes in a row. So it should look like columns. Step 7. Paint the inside of the squares any color you would like. You can contrast the colors with the background or use a similar color palette as the background color. Step 8. Let the paint dry for 30 to 45 minutes with a fan. A portable fan is fine. Step 9. Take the tape off carefully so that you don't mess up your design. Step 10, which is optional, you can apply a finish coating or a clear gloss to make the colors more vibrant. So each class that I have has a specific theme, and so the names of those classes I will provide to you. So the first class will be an expressive art techniques class. I will show you exactly how to paint one of my original paintings step by step, and after you are done with the creative exercise, you begin to express how it made you feel after. This class will be more color-based because colors have meaning. The color palette will be picked before class based on a particular mood. So you decide the mood of the class and base the colors off that. Auditory painting class. This is an expert class. It is painting by the sound of my voice. I direct you in what to do, and you paint whatever you think I have said with your artistic imagery. This class is for people who listen well. They will also receive step-by-step instructions on how to paint the parallel lines technique, but I will not demonstrate my technique for this class. At the end of the class, you will show them your finished art project. While the art is drying, you talk about art and healing techniques. After the class is over, ask about their overall experience. Will they be back? Write a review, and you thank them for their time. I will ask them if they wanted to buy any additional art products, or do they want to buy a frame for their painting. The sensual art class is also an expert class. The class consists of painting with textual art pieces, painting with clay or crushed glass or glitter or molding paste. This class is more hands-on. You will need aprons for this class. I will teach this class with the same parallel lines art technique. As the painting dries, I will talk about art being a healing practice and the history behind art making. Ask about overall experience with the class. Will they be back? And thank them for their time. The next class is art that tells a story. I will tell you a story and you paint whatever vision you get from the story I've said. Fun and unstructured art class. While the art is drying, talking about healing techniques, how to use art as a healthy emotional outlet, and when to start making art. Like what emotions are best to make the best artwork. Ask for overall experience of the class. Will they be back? And thank them for their time. And the last one, the art that tells a story, is mostly for children. But an adult can do it if they're just wanting to learn how to start painting. Now, with each of my classes, there is always drying time. And so in the drying time, that's when I will start to give them basic information on art therapy, when to seek a therapist, and how to heal themselves from the techniques that I've used on my healing journey. So if you've had a traumatic experience that you can't get over, what you may ask your therapist is, you may talk to them about survival therapy and about trauma therapy and how to get your power back. They should give you techniques on how to defend yourself and others. If you seek spiritual counseling, you should ask how to forgive yourself, how to forgive your caregivers, and even how to forgive God. Because sometimes people want someone to blame. And so we need to get out of the blame game, and we need to learn how to eradicate the victim mindset. And so this is if you want religious validation and you want to go to a Christian counselor or another counselor that's familiar with your religion. And so understanding that we all live in a sinful world, and bad things happen to good and bad people sometimes. But being a victim should not be an everyday thing. And that is a form of abuse. So then we'll start to look at signs of abuse and start to let people know when it's a red flag, when someone is actively abusing you and they don't care about your emotions and they don't care about your feelings. And so the ending of the class is the releasing ceremony. And so the reason for this art class is to make good memories that you can go back to when you're having a bad day in life or a hard time in life. And you realize, if I could create something beautiful, I can create a life that is beautiful also. So the sole purpose of creating something is to show yourself that you can be a blank canvas, but you can also create what you want to see and feel in your life every day. By one small step in the right direction, you can start to see a change positively in your life. Now remember, Rome wasn't built overnight, neither was the earth, and neither were you. So constantly work on yourself and see yourself transform into a better version of yourself. At the end of the class, you will receive a certificate, a mental health warrior certificate, an amateur artist certificate, or an exceptional student certificate. And I will show you all the cool designs that you can make with the technique, with the parallel lines technique. And so that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in class. Bye.